Good morning, friends. After uh, sometimes break, we are meeting again. Actually, I supposed to discuss the statistics and probability part in the bridge course only. That was last as I announced, but I have considered quadratic equation in the last, isn't it? So I required one more class in differentiation and integration. That no. So I want to discuss that again and continue uh, the statistics chapter, whichever mentioned in this year, first PUC. Okay, then let us consider the other topics. So once again, I welcome all of you for this, the journey of 2 years. Okay, and you are having lot of opportunities and lot of time. You have to achieve so many things this year and next year. This is very important. I don't want to repeat that again. You know the importance of these 2 years. Okay, wherever necessary, let us discuss that again. Now, before going to start the actual topic, I want to recall some concepts and some terms whichever you studied so far. Just let me know what is statistics. You have studied in mathematics only. What is statistics? Anybody? Is it a chapter name? Okay, I think you may heard the statements like this. A politician speaks with statistics, or what the statistics of a cricket player. What do you mean by this? Suppose somebody asks, what is your statistics? What do you mean by that? Suppose your statistics means, it may be as a student, it may be your class in which you are studying and your roll number, your section, and your earlier performances, academic performances, your scores in different subjects, etc., isn't it? And the statistics of a player means, it may be, suppose cricket player, it may be number of matches he played, number of wickets he has taken, number of scores, total number of runs he gained, or number of centuries, number of half centuries, etc., isn't it? Those are all the statistics. Suppose statistics of a country. What do you mean by that? Statistics of a country may be the production in year, production in various years, and his export and import details, its GDP. There are so many those informations mean statistics. In other words, statistics means any numerical information. Numerical information. Without number, it cannot be a statement, cannot be statistics. Okay, one thing. Suppose somebody is saying, I am studying subject statistics. I am studying chapter statistics means, it does not mean the numerical information only. I have studied statistics as one of my major subject in degree classes means, it does not mean numerical information only. Their statistics means as a subject, as a methodology. So there are two meanings for this. They are called as, it is singular meaning, plural meaning. Any numerical information may be regarded as statistics, and statistics as a method, statistics as a methodology. So here statistics means statistics as a subject matter, subject method. Okay, in any statistical survey, statistical methodology, there are certain procedures. First, you need information, numerical information. So you require data. What do you mean by data? Data is one which supply information. Okay, it need not be numerical only. Any information. For a lawyer, for a police, photograph may be evidence. It is data for him. It supplies some information. A video clipping may be, video clipping from CC camera may be evidence for this, isn't it? So numerical information, for statistical survey you need numerical information. Numerical information have to be collected. That means you have to collect the data. Once you collect the data, you have to edit it. You have to scrutiny this. So I will consider one example. See your result sheet in SLC exam that came from board. They did not paste whatever information came to your institution, SLC or high school. They did not display as it is on the notice board, isn't it? That is in a raw form. That is called as raw data. That includes repeaters, scores, failed candidates, and so many things. They isolate scrutiny, or they classify the information of this new students only, fresh candidates only, isn't it? That is scrutiny. In the next stage, they will classify according to distinctions, first class students and second class, pass, if any, failed candidates, if any. So they will classify the whole bulk of data which came. Have you seen that the result sheet which come from your SLC board, isn't it? That is in that computer sheet form. The college clerical staff will classify that and put it in a notice board by classifying as distinctions, first class, second class, third class, failed candidates, and that will reduce the size. They will condense the data and put it in a small page, half or 3/4 of a page, isn't it? So that is classification. Once you classify, classification means they have classified according to some category. That means the items having same characteristic. Suppose the student who scored above 85, they are classified as distinction, isn't it? 85 or more. The student who scored above 60, classified as first class students, isn't it? See, this is classification. Once you classified the data, it may be you may require to represent that, presentation. See here, collection means you are collecting the result sheet. Organization means that addition. Then classification means this is categorizing. Presentation means you may display as it is. After classification you may display. Sometimes you may feel more comfortable by presenting the same data in the form of diagrams, say bar diagrams. Distinction scored students above bar, first class students another bar, like that. You might have seen that in while seeing the cricket matches also, they will again and again show you bar diagrams, isn't it? There are so many types in diagrams also. So the classification means categorizing the items having same characteristic. The classified data, if you put into rows and columns, that is called as tabulation. It is more. See, for example, your timetable, your school or college timetable. One side there will be name of days, another side times, first hour, second hour, third hour, like that. See, this is another tabulation. Another way of presenting the data is diagrams or graphs. Graph also there. You have studied graphs also. I will consider one example for that. Okay. Next, after presenting the data, you may go for further analysis that needs for analyzation or interpretation, and then taking decisions. That is required. Analyzation is required. Once you analyze, that means, see, up to this nothing is concluded. Only the various forms of the translation of the data is going there. Once you condense this up to this tabulation form, then you may need to analyze further data to find the percentage score of a college, or that single data. You are searching for a single value which represent the entire data. Okay, that is called as measure of central tendency. Measure of central tendency. Okay, I will tell you later. See, diagrams and graph. I will consider one example. In analyzation, how to analyze the data to study center value or variation within the data set. Okay, there are so many other things also, skewness, kurtosis, moments. There are so many things that is not meant for your study. I think you studied central of that is averages, measures of central tendency, and variations. Okay. Now, after analyzing, you will suppose after analyzation you calculated average score. Average score means you will get 100% result, 95% result. You will come to the conclusion. You may compare that to the last year's score, before year's score, or you may compare that percentage score with other colleges, isn't it? So then you can decide, then you can take the decision for better improvements. So after analyzation, interpretation and decision making are also there. So why I am telling these things is, these are the procedure inherent in statistics. See, many of us are thinking that statistics is a branch of mathematics. It is not. They separate discipline as physics, engineering, mathematics. There are so many subjects now. Like that only, statistics also separate branch of knowledge. Okay. Okay, I will consider one example for tabulation. Graphs. I hope you have studied diagrams and graphs. As I told you, after classification, the method of representations are tabulation, diagrams or graphs. In diagrammatic presentation, there are so many types of diagrams. You may see this line diagram, just by line. Here along x-axis there may be time, various years, months, weeks. Okay, suppose you want to study the rainfalls in different weeks, then x-axis will be weeks, first week, second week, third week, like that. It may be year, and quantity along y-axis. See, the length of the line represent the frequency. Okay, and simple bar diagram. This also you have seen this kind of bar diagram. Here this may be time or place or any character. Suppose this is the bar diagrams for various schools. Here different schools will be marked, various students. So this is for separate students, separate bar diagram, like that. Suppose these are the total scores. So that will change x-axis and y. Suppose y-axis is marks, x-axis may be name of the students, A, B, C, like that. Multiple bar diagram means here bars are attached together. Suppose the set of scores of students in PCM for student A, PCM scores may be like this. For student B, PCM score may be like this. Okay, along this y-axis different marks, and here student names will be taken. Percentage bar diagram, there are so many other also. Component bar diagram is there, subdivided diagrams. Percentage bar diagram means total scores or total of the components may be divided converted into percentages. Suppose the total 100% is divided into various subjects, in which subject he scored more marks, like that. In order to represent this, diagrams may be like this. So total expenditure of a family may be represented by percentage bar diagram. Total percentage is the total expenditure of per month. Then various components according to percentage ratio. Okay. In graphs you have studied the histogram and ogives, isn't it? See, this diagram and graphs are visual aids. Without computing, you can understand. By seeing only, it will convey some information. See, in graph you may require some knowledge, because diagrams are more attractive. It will drawn on plain papers. It may give some colors also. This will be used for advertising purposes. The graphs are, this need some scale and mathematical knowledge. With the scale only you can come to the conclusion. Without calculating, you can compute many things in graphs also, without actual manual computation. In research purposes, usually graphs are used. Suppose, let us consider one simple example. Suppose this is the class interval. I hope you know what is class interval, what is continuous data, isn't it, group data. Suppose this is the class interval and these are the frequencies. You are asked to draw the diagram. Suppose histogram. How to draw histogram for this? See here, you have to take class interval along x-axis, frequency along y-axis. For first class interval 0 to 10, this is somewhere here 25. So draw this bar. Then 10 to 20, the width should be same here. 10 to 20, this is 20. Suppose up to 20, you have to take one bar, and attached together you have to take 35 length bar for 32 and 20 to 30. 30 to 40, this is 25. 40 to 50, 15, like this. Okay, this is called as histogram. In histogram, without any computation, you can find the mode of the distribution. I hope you have studied mode. Mode is the highest frequency value in a distribution. This is called as frequency distribution. These are variable values. These are number of repetitions. See, in this, by using histogram, you can find mode. How? See here, the top left corner should be joined to the top left corner of the next bar, and top right corner should be joined with the top right corner of the succeeding bar. Then the intersecting, from this intersecting point, if you draw a perpendicular line, it will meet x-axis at a point. You have to read this point, and that itself is the mode. I think you have studied this. This year you need not these things, but for competitive exams, better you know these things. And ogives. This is very important graph. Without calculating, you can find so many things from this ogive. Ogive or less than frequency curve. Frequency curve, how to draw this? For this, you require cumulative frequency. Cumulative means summing. See here, first you take as it is 25. Then this 25 plus 20, 45. 45 plus 35, 80. 80 plus 25, 105. 105 plus 15, 120. So, these cumulative frequency you have to take along y-axis. And see this class interval along x-axis. Okay. Particularly for upper limits, this is upper limit, lower limit, upper limit, lower limit. Corresponding to upper limit, you have to mark this cumulative frequency. There are two types, less than cumulative frequency and more than cumulative frequency. I don't consider more than cumulative frequency. Less than cumulative frequency is, see, for 20, 45, for 30, 85. So you have to mark the points for 20, 25, for 20, for 10, 25, for 20, 45, for 30, 80, for 40, this is 105, for 50, that is 120. Then join that by smooth curve, smooth free end curve, that will give you less than ogive curve. Less than, don't say like that, less than ogive itself. Okay. This is called as less than ogive. What is that pen? Okay. It is here. This is upper limits. That is less than ogive. Suppose you want to find median. Median means middlemost value of this distribution. Then you have to find n by 2, that is 120. N means total frequency. If you sum this, you will get 120 only. 120 by 2 means 60. So mark 60 here. From this point, draw a parallel line to x-axis. Suppose this meet in this point, draw a perpendicular line. So this is the required median. If you compute using by using formula, you will get the same value if you are using the correct scale. Suppose you want to find the 70th percentile. Nowadays percentile scores are used. So 70th percentile means it is denoted by P75. P75 means this is 75 by 100 into n, that is 3 by 4th of n. So 75 by 100, 120, isn't it? N is 120. 120 means that is how much you got? That is 60. And 84, is it 900? Yes, by 10 means 90th value. For 90, you mark here and draw a parallel line to x-axis so that it meet to. So you will get, this is percentile value. Okay, so percentile means 75th percentile. This value corresponds to 75th percentile. This value corresponds to median, like that. Okay, there are many uses, and in this histogram also, if you consider the midpoints of this each bar, and if you join this by straight lines, that is called as polygon, frequency polygon. If you consider the points and join them by smooth freehand curve, then you will get frequency curve. It is called frequency curve. Okay, just have an idea about this. This is enough. Next is measures of central tendency. We come to analyzation part. In analyzation part, measures of central tendency. See, there is a property. In everywhere, there will be a central value in every distribution. The property of concentration of the values around the central part of the distribution is called central tendency. It is a property. See, in every exam or in every class, there are more numbers of students who are in middle part, that means second class. Say, top scorer are very few, low performance scorers or failure candidates are also very few. In every society, there are more number of persons in middle class people, and very rich persons are few, very poor persons are also few. If you draw the graph, that will be something like, the nature of this graph will be something like this. This corresponds to frequency. This is corresponding to middle class, low class and higher class, like that. See, the property of concentration of the values around the central part of the distribution is called as central tendency. The values around which there is concentration is called measure of central tendency. There are such values: arithmetic mean, median, mode, harmonic mean and geometric mean. But for our purpose, I am considering only these two, because these two requires in this year study also for finding mean deviations. Okay. What is arithmetic mean? Arithmetic mean is sum of the observations, sum of the values of the observations divided by total number of observations. Okay. In other words, suppose the values are, variable values are x divided by total number of observations are n, then this indicates summation. Some may call it as sigma also. Summation x divided by n is the basic definition of arithmetic mean. If there is a frequency, that will become summation fx and small n will become capital N. Okay, this is for raw data. Raw data. This is equal to, this is denoted by x bar. Summation of fx divided by capital N. This is frequency data, wherever frequencies are given. Frequency data. Okay. medians. Let us do one thing. Median is the middlemost value of the distribution. If you here you have to arrange the data, arrange ascending or descending order, then you have to locate the middle value. It means in the first case, let us find for these two, let us consider these two first. Arithmetic mean is given by, I will write here for A. Arithmetic mean is equal to, if you sum this, how much you get? 60, 45, 45 plus 25, 70, 100. Summation x by n means 100 divided by 5 is equal to 20. Isn't it? In the second case, arithmetic mean is again summation x by n is equal to, how much it is? 40, 60, 90, 90, 120 it is. 120 by 6, this is also 20. For third case, x bar become summation f into x. Here frequencies are given, divided by capital N. Capital N means sum of this. So for this, summation fx means, please note the meaning of here, summation of fx. You have to multiply f into x, then take the sum. So fx is 50, 150, 200 and 75. 7, 30, 375. The sum is 775. Okay. So summation of x is 775 divided by, this sum is 50. So the sum of this is 50. 775 by this means 15 point, is it 5? Isn't it? Okay, you require calculator while studying this statistics. Okay, this is all about arithmetic mean. I have to consider the class interval form, that also I will consider in the next video. Before that, let us find our medians for this. Okay. Have you taken? Better you take the snapshots. Okay, arithmetic mean definition it is. See, to find median for these three cases, to find median, see, median means first you require the arrangement. It is called as array. Array means the arrangement of the data values in ascending or descending order. Let us start with the least value first, 10, then 15, 20, 15, 20, 25 and 30. Okay. Here n is equal to 5. Number of, this is odd. For odd number of values, median is given by n plus 1 by 2 value in the array. First you have to make the array, then only you compute this one. N plus 1 means 5 plus 1, that is 5 plus 1 by 2th value, that is 6th value, third value. So third value means 1, 2, 3. This is the required median, that is equal to 20. Okay. Similarly, for B case, make the array. Array is minimum most value 15, 15, 15 thrice. 15, 15 and 15, 20, 25, 30. 20 and 30. Now here median is given by is equal to average of n plus 1 by and n plus 1 by 2 plus 1. See here, this is not n plus 1 plus 1 by 2, n plus 1 by 2 plus 1, or average of n plus 1 by 2 and n plus very next value in the array. That means average of n plus 1 by 2 means n is 5, 5 plus 1 by 2 means third value, n plus 1 by 2 is third value, plus 1 means fourth value. That is equal to average means two values are there, so you have to take the half of the sum. So half means third and fourth. You have to consider this, because here you can't get a single value. In odd number of series there will be a middle value. Here there are two middle values, you have to take the average of those two. So 15 plus 20 means 35, that is 17.5. 17.5 is the average of median of that this distribution. Now to find C, this is for arithmetic mean, don't consider this now again. Whenever frequency data is given, remember, whenever frequency is given, you have to find cumulative frequency while finding median. Whenever frequency is given, whenever frequency is not given, you have to make the array. Whenever frequency is given, you have to construct the column of cumulative frequency and check whether these values are in ascending order or not. If it is ascending order, then only, suppose instead of 10, 20, 25, suppose 25 here, 20 was there, then you have to make this in ascending order form only, and you have to change the corresponding frequencies also. Okay, so for C, case C, to find median, you write cumulative frequency column. That is frequency first 10, 10 plus 15, 25, 25 plus 10, 35, 35 plus 15, 50. Okay, see, always the sum of frequency 50 and this last number will be same. So you find n is 50. Since median is middlemost value, take the half of this total, that is 25. n by 2 is 25. Now in cumulative frequency column, cumulative frequency greater than or equal to 25. Okay, you have to find n by 2 value, cumulative frequency greater than or equal to n by 2 and such. If it is 25 is here in cumulative frequency column and 25 is here, mark this point. If it is not, very next value you have to consider. Suppose that is 20 only. You have to consider very next value, cumulative frequency greater than or equal to 25 and corresponding x value 10. That is the required median value. Cumulative frequency greater than or is equal to 25 is 25 only. Corresponding x value is median is equal to 10. You got it? See, what you have to do is, whenever frequency given, write cumulative frequency. Find n by 2 value. Cumulative frequency greater than or equal to n by 2. Identify that value. Corresponding x value is the median. Okay.